All right, everyone, welcome back. It's been a while. Welcome to episode 42. This is Bike Talk, where I review or roasted bikes from around the world. And yeah, let's get into it. First up, we got Luke, the infamous Luke. You might know him from his channel, Two Good Wheels. He's also infamously known as the Soma TM, if you follow Soma Fabrications channel as well. Pretty cool vids on there. But today he has sent me his bike through his, I'm pretty sure through his personal email, so we'll just say, yeah, just Luke from SF today. And this is his bike. He said, roast me bro in the subject. And he says, this here's a 2022 Atlantis. Feel free to eviscerate me. Okay. So first up, gotta roast him for kind of like flaunting his education on me right there using, he knows my reading level isn't that high, but he still decides to kind of flex these more obscure words on me. But yeah, let's take a look at his bike. Luke is a little bit of a photog, a photo head. He takes, likes to take film photos with his analog camera. So of course we got to judge his photography style. I would say that some of the bike here is in shadow. I think he did it to kind of make his bike look a little bit more dramatic with that little kind of raw aesthetic. He also didn't perfectly align the frame, just because I think he wanted that casual look, but really we all know Luke thinks about and takes a lot of pride into in how he shoots his photos. So trying to come off as casual, but not really. I do like the dramaticness of the shot. However, I do think areas here and here is a little bit too dark to see what's going on for this segment. Not sure why this little door handle, or is this some type of doorbell or alarm? Not sure why this is here and is a focus of the photo as well. You can see there's a lot of kind of white space around it, so probably didn't pick the right composition for this. This is his bike overall setup. I think overall stance looks pretty cool, looks pretty tough, has a kind of nice charm to it with kind of like an old style Atlantis frame, but don't let him fool you, because Rivendell is, I think they started making frames pretty recently. It's not a vintage style frame, so it's kind of like a faux vintage type of look to it, but actually not being vintage. So I think that kind of speaks for itself with this kind of build. You can see he's got a lot of new components here, which I think if you're going to spend so much money on an Atlantis, you may as well get some nice components to kind of even it out. But yeah, this is definitely not it's definitely not your old garage find, $50, $100 find, but yeah, it tries to match that aesthetic. All right, crank arm is straight, pedal is straight, bottles in bottle cage. You knew, even though he didn't take the photo like straight on, that he still thought about where his cranks and bottle were. However, he is missing a pump in his pump holder with this beautiful Rivendell frame that has custom pump holders. He decided to put it down here on the side. I'm not sure why. He put it down on the side with a little DIY mod, but then he still needs a little string just to tie it on, just to make sure. But it seems like the ultimate place would actually be right here, what the frame is designed for. But yeah, I guess he wanted to add his own little personality to it. It's got candy brakes, front and rear, pretty nice. Seems like it's set up pretty well. Got the light on the back, got a dynamo on the front. Again, newer, more expensive tech. So yeah, I think I would, I kind of would ding him for, having like all these crazy components, but I actually think it does match the frame. Kind of like price-wise. Poor components, MKS pedals, XTR running probably 10 or 11 via friction shifter, so he decided to keep it a little bit classy as well with some old style components, mixing new and old. Got I think this is a Brook saddle, but it's super patinaed to kind of like a ruby maroon color, which I think actually looks pretty cool. Looks like one of those old style leather couches as well. So yeah, nice touch there. Bar ends don't match, but I think these are poor ones, so matches price wise. Soma, it's got to be a Soma rack up front, no doubt about that. If he's not riding that, probably get fired or something. Got the World basket. I think this is the larger one, 139 with the frame bag in there and a cargo net. Cargo net kind of matches the bar ends, and not sure what bag that is, but you can see at least the zippers match his bell right there in the light. Maybe that was intentional. He does have the XTR fin, or the Dior XT fin, which I think is a nice touch as well. However, on his Instagram, all I really see is him riding San Francisco hills, mostly pavement. So I don't know if this is just kind of for aesthetics, and same with the tires on pavement. Doesn't really need Mountain Kings. I do like the wider, more volume tires. I think they'll make it a bit more comfy, but it does make the bike slightly slower. Also, this bar here, totally useless. Yeah, overall I think that's basically it. I think it's pretty sick, all jokes aside. Kind of like a nice, like a super nice bike. If you have one bike, unlike me where you have tons of bike and you spread out all the dollars, you just put all your dollars into one bike, and I think this is, this is worth it. I'm not sure if he has a car or not, but I think he rides a lot, so definitely worthwhile getting all the best stuff for your bike. I will say one last thing I gotta ding him on is he's repping hyper corporate bottles. Which probably goes against his whole corporate vibe, but yeah, sometimes it's like that. All right, thanks Luke. Thanks for sending in. Check out his Instagram, YouTube, and yeah, thanks for sending in. All right, next up is Adrian. Adrian says, roast, love your videos. Would be a pleasure to have you roast my bike. Okay. All right, first up, crank arm is straight, bottle in bottle cage. However, bottle doesn't match bottle cage. This is more like a flask or something. Got to roast him for putting his bike on rocks. So a lot of people send these pictures in where they put their bikes on rocks or whatever, but I can guarantee you that there's going to be like a scratch somewhere on your bike after you take the photo. So even though it looks kind of cool, looks outdoorsy, looks, just looks like you're in nature, it does, you are going to scratch up your bike a little bit. So warning beforehand. I do like the view here. I think it looks pretty nice. Got some waves going on. I can almost hear the ocean, but what's distracting me away from kind of this peaceful view is this fender rack is just on so poorly. It's kind of banging out the left here and banging out the right. You can see it's kind of all janked up, so that kind of ruins it a little bit for me. I do like his cables. I think his cables are pretty nice here, like a nice length and nice colors, not overboard. He does have non-matching paw calipers, purple and red, so he's starting to stray off there. I think pedals look good. 3x7 most likely, and an XT on the back. I think this is an old downhill stem. It looks like a Zonic stem, but I don't think it is the same one. I think it might be just similar, but it looks cool. I think Brook saddle again, setback. You can see his positions a little bit more chill on this one, so pretty chill ride. These are WTB grips. I think they're a little bit thin on the grip area if you ever tried them, but yeah, they look kind of cool. Wilderness Trail Bikes grips. And then it's got I think this is a Dicomp shifter, something like that, friction shifter, running both friction on both sides. Let's check out a couple more pics. This is where it was before. I should have kept these. These are nice too. Kind of like the friction bar ends. You can run them both friction, I think. Maybe he sold these off to get more, to get money for the build. Here's the front. Bike still getting scratched up. Here you go. You can almost see the stem. It's a World Force or Trade Force. I think it's World Force. I think. We'll see if we can get a better pic of that. New Avid levers, but it still has the dial. Brake touching fender right there. That's got to be annoying. Every time you squeeze it, it's going to scratch the fender. I do like the tire upgrade, Pana Racers. Yeah, you can see this fender is completely off. Blue light sticker. Yeah, that's basically it. Overall pretty sick though. I think it's a nice cruiser ride. I could imagine myself riding this along the beach right here. Be pretty nice. All right, thanks Adrian. Thanks for sending. Cheers. All right, next up is Martin. Martin says Peugeot MTB in his subject. so we don't know if it's a roast or not. Hi Gary, this is my Peugeot, bought it with a C seat post and got rid of with caustic soda. Damn, what a mess. Yep, that is a mission. Loved content, thanks. Hope you enjoy the ultrasonic parts cleaner. Thanks. If you donate for that, appreciate it. Thank you. Roasted with class. Okay, so it's a roast. Alright, first up, this is Peugeot. First up, I gotta say, too many colors on this. You already have a colorful frame. There's no need to use yellow cables and yellow grips and an orange chainring for this. It's just way overkill. I do like the tire upgrade. Billy Bonkers, they look nice. I do like the swept back bars. I do think your levers are pointing too low, so your wrist might hurt unless you're really tall. But your thumb shifter doesn't make sense with your lever here. Your thumb shifter is almost horizontal for your thumb, so your lever's pointing all the way down. So a little bit of a ergonomic problem there. I like the turbo saddle. I do like this frame a lot. I had one in like the same paint job in a road bike, and it was sick. All right, here's a little front shot. Nice, bars look cool. Avid levers. Again, I think these are new style. Candy brakes. He's got the yellow valve here too. Quick release in the right position. Crank arm is straight. No bottle cages though. Must get thirsty. Okay, these are medium bars. Shout out medium. I do like this nice touch of the stacked steerer spacer with this nice color, because I think this is minimal and it works well. But yeah, you basically can't see it because all the yellow cables in the way. Turbo saddle. Oh, I've never seen this little base plate or the back plate with turbo. I've only seen it on the Avocet saddles with like the A or Avocet. Never seen this. This is cool. Little back shot. Yeah, overall pretty sick. I think this is probably a medium ring as well. But yeah, overall sweet build. Nice little 1x7. New cables. Looks like he cleaned it up pretty well. Nice one, Martin. Thanks for sending. Alright, next up is Scott Zach. He says, hey Gary, entering my bike for a roast from Alberta, Canada. Shout out Alberta. 91 Granite Point. Got some parts here. Love the channel. Thanks, dude. Here's his Instagram. I guess this is going a little promo. If you want to follow him on Instagram, is Scott Zach. And if you want to check out his bike shop, is Bike Lane QL. Big Lane QL. Alright, let's see if these photos, not sure why they didn't load. Better not be Google Images. Alright, it's Google Images, but it loaded, so. Alright, what did he say? He said roast, I think. Yeah, roast. Alright, first up, too many colors. These tires are probably the worst tires I've ever seen in my life. They're yellow, and then they got this dark brown. Dark stained brown tan with yellow. I've never seen tires worse than that. That's actually disgusting. And then brown with purple. That's a no as well. This is atrocious. I do respect the LX on the back, 3x LX. That's nice. No blind bottle cage. Crank arm is slightly not straight. Purple grips are disgusting. I do like the donut bell. Kind of matches the bike. It's almost all the colors of the bike, but sometimes it's good on the donut, sometimes it's really bad on a bike. You match the saddlebag with the tires. Again, nice matching. I'll give him props for matching the color, but disgusting color. Saddle is cool, but I don't think it suits this bike. I do think the tilt on his bars are a little low here, so that's kind of weird. I do like the banana valve here, which we've got some more photos, more Google photos. Gonna have to click on them. Yeah, sometimes the Google photos don't work, so don't send them. It's got a Gary Shock sticker here on the inside. I think that sticker's a little bit played out now. Thummies, Dior XT thummies. I think that's nice. Okay, more pic. Alright, rear shot. Not too much to it. Maybe some rims look pretty nice. Looks like they're in good condition. Front shot, not much more. Alright, that's it. Overall, nice bike. I wouldn't ride it. I wouldn't ride it myself, but yeah, if you like it, it would definitely grab attention. So yeah. Cheers, Scott. Hope you like it. All right, next up is Timmy. Timmy says roast my Kona Jake the Snake. All right, let's see. First up, roasting him for a super tight shot where you can't see the bike. So this is kind of like a reveal pack. All right, so it's got a lot of logos here. Eastern E7 should be a pretty light seat post. And then we got race Eastern triple butted racing frame made in USA, so the frame should be pretty nice and should be pretty light as well. He's sponsored by FSA, Muck-Off, and Q. I can't read it, but it's got all his sponsors on here. Seems like it's a size 38, unless this is some other race, or can't see what this is. Maybe this is like an area code. An area, looks like a Argentina flag or something there. Running EXO on the back. All right, so I'm predicting that this is a pretty light bike. It's got carbon bottle cages, and it's got a light bottle as well. So this is a racing bike without seeing the full photo. It's also got Holotech 2, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. All right, rear rack, not as fast anymore. It's instantly changed to a commuter mode. Let's keep going. Okay, these are carbon cranks and SPDs. So maybe it's semi-fast commuter. Tires, looks like had a lot of work on the tires. I respect that. Victoria tires, so another speedhead. All right, WTB saddle, looks comfy. Got his own name on the bike. I do like this sticker though. I think that's cool. I don't like this font. I think it's trash. But it actually matches the Kona, this other Kona trash font, so matches at least. Still haven't seen the full bike yet. All right, cockpit, drop bars, more speed here, SRAM rival, probably wanting one by something, I think, 1 by 10, I'm guessing, 10 or 11. FSA, SL, K, FSA bars, carbon. Is this carbon? Yeah, carbon fork, so it should be pretty fast, but running cantiers here. A fast commuter. Yeah, here's the drivetrain. XO. All right, yeah, overall I think the reveal was worth it. I honestly couldn't tell the stance of the bike, but having seen the stance of the bike, I think it actually looks really sick. Yeah, super well set up. Crank arm is not straight. Sorry, I can't give it to you. Crank arm is not straight. Bottle in bottle cage. Rack is also slightly not straight, but it tilts inward like 1 degree, so I'll give you that. Match that with the red bag, green bike. I guess Christmassy, but neon green. I think it works because he's also got a lot of little red bits on his bike. But yeah, this is a super sick setup. It's got his little levers tilted in for little aero gains. So yeah, super fast commuter, I'd call this one. Yeah, it looks sick. Definitely surprised with the final pick. Thanks for sending in, Timmy. Sick bike. All right, next up is Ban. Sorry if I say your name wrong. Just wants a normal review. 2016-inch children's bike that he commutes on daily. Oh, okay, that's interesting. We'll see if it hurts his knees. Milk crate, backpack. Let me know what you think. All right, so this is just a normal review, not a roast. So he's got some nice drawings on here. And yeah, let's see it. Oh, he's a big fan of hose clamps. Very strong. If you ever need to clamp something on, these hose clamps are very strong. I like that. I like the 3T badge upside down here. Shows you that it's mod, mutant stem, an old racing stem. These pedals are pretty cool as well. Love heart pedals. I've never seen love heart pedals in my life. These are the first ones I've ever seen, which is sick. Yeah, dude, this bike is beast. Yeah, it's got these sweet bars on here. Super, I think these are kind of like moto bars probably. And it's got a big crate. I do like this big front area to see through. I think that's cool. Saddle pricing, better days. This is low tack tape, so the blue stuff is definitely not going to hold. Running pegs on the back. If he wants to give anyone a dink, they can dink on this bike. Oh, dual lights on the front. Yeah, this is pretty sick. Oh, the knees would be hurting for this one for sure. But it seems pretty fun bike. Dual sus, that's sick. Reflector pointing at the ground, or light pointing at the ground. Yeah, overall pretty sick. I liked also the chain. holding the basket up. That's like really metal. You see I approve sticker. That's sick as well. Pink chain, pegs, dual lights again. Yeah, you're not going to miss this bike. Running Kenda tires, different color rims. I wonder how well this front shock works though. But yeah, overall pretty sick. Nice one. Yeah, this is a fun bike. Definitely would like to give this one a ride or see in action. Looks cool. Looks comfy actually with all the shocks. Thanks for sending Soban. Appreciate it. All right, next up is Matt Secchio, and he says roast. So long time fan. Thanks, Matt. This I sent one of his builds. Also Gary. So there you have it. Roast it like you do. Okay. I'm not sure how to read that. But from Czech Republic, shout out Czech Republic. All right, just wants a roast. Okay, overall, I would say no bottle in bottle cage. Crank arm is not straight, but goes with the seat post, so that's excusable. I don't like all these little doodad things on the cable. I think that's kind of like unnecessary, and it looks kind of funky. Cables here probably need a little bit of work. Same with actually the back ones are all right. I think they look good. Tire upgrade, these tires are not too bad. I think the light tan goes well with the green. Saddle pointing down. Saddle's also good position. Long stem, flat bars. You know, he rides pretty fast, and he's got SPDs as well. Fork looks brand new. Tires look brand new. Frame looks brand new. Yeah, everything looks pretty cleaned up, so can't roast him for that. I can only roast him for not riding it. Roasting him for pinned cranks, that's going to be an issue. Little back shot in nature, pretty nice. You can see the bike matches. It's almost camouflage with the background there. You know that saying, like, you're a product of your environment? This bike is that. Die comp. These brakes look new as well. He either did a really good job cleaning them up, or he got everything brand new. Same with the front. All right, I guess like all he has to do, all that's left to do for him is just ride his bike. Everything looks good though. Not too much to roast on this one. This is a sick bike. Thanks, Matt Secchio. Appreciate it. All right, next up we got Marcus. Marcus says, "Hello Gary, I want to send my custom build X Trail. Hope you will just review it. Thanks in advance." Okay, this is just a normal review. Okay, overall pretty sick. I like the straight blade forks. I like the upgrades on the MTX wheels and also the SLX drivetrain, or cranks at least. I think they look pretty sick. Big cassette 1x, so nice modernized bike. Got the upright bars, which is cool. I think color on this is actually not too bad. Just got the red here, but it all matches. Just black, red, and silver. And looks like he's got a King headset, not Chris King, but just King headset. But yeah, it looks alright. Red hubs as well. No bottle cage though. Might get thirsty. But yeah, overall pretty sick build. This is all customed out. Nice one. Looks pretty tough. Thanks, Marcus. Thanks for sending. Alright, next up is Patrick. Hey Gary, I love your videos. Thanks, Patrick. Appreciate that. So he bought this Rally Lizard for £5 and it's finally done. Please roast the shit out of it in bold. He did say review/roast, so we'll mix it up. Some notes about it. Saddle is low because my partner rides it, so he built it for his partner. So first roast there, really built it for himself. Dr. Pepper can shim and headset, okay. Seat post is rusty, but he's buying new one soon anyway. Something about cables, stem bolt got stripped, so I had to fix it. Alright, so I did a lot of work to it. Alright, here it is. Roasting this saddle. For sure, pointing way up, so I don't know if this would be actually comfortable or not. To me, this bike would be really uncomfortable with the saddle position like that, because you'd be sitting back on it, so you would have to be really tall. So if your partner rides it, I think he or she is gonna have a problem. Gonna roast you for the blurry pic. Can't see it. I think the drivetrain upgrade, it's cool, bigger, but it's got this old style hanger, new tire upgrade, new pedals. Cable length seems good, however, it seems a little bit funky in this spot right there. Let's see what else he's got. Yeah, cable's going a little bit crazy here, but I think you actually might need him that long for the top one at least to get a smooth kind of transition on it. But yeah, maybe a little bit on the long side. Running thummies, running a phone mount on here. Yeah, I feel like the biggest mission of this bike would actually be replacing the cranks. That would be a mission. Yeah, you can see stem bolt was busted up. I do like this sticker. I think that's cool. Got a little bell going on. Got some new brakes on here. I think this is a new derailleur, but it's like an old style one. But yeah, overall pretty sick, I think. Nice job. I think if you just fix up the saddle, and I don't think there's any way you can shorten the reach, so I don't think it would help your partner much, but if you can at least straighten the saddle, I think that would probably help. Chuck on a bottle cage for those thirsty days and it should be good. Maybe a front rack or rear rack or something. But yeah, overall pretty sick job. I think you've done a lot of work to it, so yeah, you should be proud. Thanks, Patrick. All right, next up is Mulk. Mulk said, Rose, thanks for your segment on my 990 Nishiki on episode 37. Here's my fun winter bike. Norco Pinnacle. Rebuilt it for my wife, but she didn't like the colors. Couldn't find yellow grips, so I put them on, give it a spicy roast. All right, good thing your wife doesn't like it. I don't like it too. This is absolutely, yeah, just trash. I'm so glad you couldn't find yellow grips because I feel like that would have made the bike just way worse. I will say I do like the straight, are these straight blade forks? They do look pretty cool forks, but you have a little zip tie here, not sure why. Zip tying the spokes together. Just too many kind of frame tubes going on here. Yeah, just too many frame tubes for this bike, so no good for that. Bottle in bottle cage here, no bottle in bottle cage there in the easier position. Not sure why you decided on the lower position to hurt your back. Crank arm not straight. This cable is atrocious. Not sure how your brakes would work with this cable so short. More zip tie action here. Are these zip ties actually doing anything? I don't think they are. No, you just put them on just to add a bit of yellow on here. Yeah, okay, that's got to be illegal right there. I do like the matching brake levers to the frame. I think that's acceptable. Yellow bottle cage, not acceptable. Yellow zip tie, that does nothing, also not acceptable. Extra kink here in brake cable, also not acceptable. Setting the same pics twice, also not acceptable. Alright, that's it. Yeah, overall pretty fun bike. I guess, yeah, I don't know. I guess it'd be, yeah, overall just like a funky build. But yeah, hopefully you can build your wife a bike that she likes. Cheers. Thanks, Malk. Or you can just get another one for yourself and say it's for her. Alright, next up is Saw Guy, and he said, Rose, hi Gary. This project's heavily inspired by your use of vapor rust and DIY mountain roast away. I can do better next time. But remember, I learned it from watching you. So yeah, you gotta I gotta take some of the blame here for this bike. So let's see. Okay, another reveal bike. So first up, looks like an old cassette, old derailleur cleaned up with the vapor rust, but I guess all the rust is gone. It just seems a little bit corroded. Nice derailleur, nice cable here. Looks like it's going to be a track by the logo. Underneath shot. Okay, I do like this DIY rack. It looks cool. It looks like part of the bike actually because these are yellow and it looks pretty stable as well. So nice job on that one. Bottom bottle cage. Red saddlebag. Matches the bottle. Red and yellow. Brown grips. Illegal. Alright. Here's the stance of the bike. Again, the bike matches the background. You can see all the colors in this area. Almost the same. Front basket looks nice. Handlebars look nice and cruisy. Crank arm is straight. Nice. Dirt on your tires. Nice. Upgrade salmon pads. Nice. Cable. No kinks. Nice. Zip ties on your T-frame. I mean, yeah. What else are you going to use, right? So I think it looks good. Stance of the bike looks good. And here's the cockpit. Yeah, it looks great. I think I like everything except for the brown grips, really. So yeah, not too bad. A lot of photos here. I think it started going overkill, like 1, 2, 3. He could have just sent one of them. Bike in the snow, no fenders. That's going to be a problem. New bottle. I like this bottle better, actually. And it looks like it's got a kickstand, so a couple more points for that. But yeah, really need fenders for the snow, I think. Alright, here's how it was before. Glad you changed your grip shift. That's good. Alright, pretty nice. Thanks for sending, Saw Guy. Alright, next up is EJ. What up, Gary? Greetings from Portland, Oregon, USA. Shout out, Portland. Your vids make me want to build a bike, so I went for it. Awesome. Nice stump jumper. Bought it roughed up, but I think Patina gives the character. Reminds stay frugal with upgrades or finding parts. Okay. So yeah, here you can see what happens when you're seeing Google Images. I need to like request access. Yeah, by the time I do it, it's going to be months away. So just resend it in with the photos. Sorry about that. Same for the other ones. Like try clicking all these. They're all Google Drive. So sorry, EJ, you got to resend. All right, he's resent it. Next email. So he must have known straight away. So yeah, let's take a look. He said roast. All right, overall pretty sick. No bottom and bottle cage. Are these mounts necessary? I don't know if this bike should have came with like a little cable guide on it at least. I do like the front rack. Looks good. 1x7. Not sure what this is. Is this a bell position? Got to roast you for the bell position if that's it. If that's a bell. It does look like a bell. Running 1x7 with only one brake. Dedicated cup holder. I feel like this is a little bit over the top because a lot of bike frames already made something that solves for this, which is called bottle cages. So yeah, could just use bottle cages. I know you can argue, oh no, I gotta put my coffee there, or I gotta put my matcha sundae in here, and that keeps it upright, but pretty sure I could ride and drink it at the same time. I do like the silver and black look. I think that looks good. He's got old style fixie grips on a non-fixed gear, so that's also cool. Got a Brook saddle, not for me. I tried it, it's uncomfortable, but maybe it suits you. Got an unnecessary brake boost mount here on one brake. I feel like with one brake you're not going that fast anyway, so you don't really need the extra strength in the rear triangle for that. New tires, nice. Stamp pedals, nice. Yeah, I'm not sure where the cable guides went. Oh, it's because he went to V-brakes. He didn't want to run it through here. I think this was originally built for Cantiers maybe. STX on the back. These are quick release or non-quick release bolted axles look pretty cool. I gotta give them that. Let's see if we can see them properly. Yeah, these look cool. I dig them. Not really into this gap in the stem converter, but yeah, what can you do? But yeah, overall pretty sick. I think it looks pretty clean build. Just silver and black. Can't go wrong. Thanks EJ. Thanks for sending. Alright, next up is Michael, aka Mike. Hey Gary, love channel. Thanks dude. Wish I could be as chill as you. I guess you can if you want. FX3 57 from Wales, UK. Shout out Wales. Swansea. I'm not sure. I don't know where that is, but maybe near the ocean with that name. I love mooching around the Gower coast, so yeah, maybe his coast side. That's pretty cool. He's going to show us a peer shot as well. Alright, he just wants a normal review of his bike. So first up, we got I feel like this is some type of computer. Zoomed up picture of the computer. Looks pretty good. Alright, here's a nice shot. Yeah, that shot's amazing. Looks beautiful. Look at this track. Looks cool. Nice new track. Looks pretty new or in good condition. Would ride well. No issues. New drivetrain, new everything. More modern. Got the fenders going on. Backpack matches the bike. Grips matches the bike. Yeah, it looks like a super comfy ride. Crank arm is straight, pedal is straight. Look, it goes right through there. I can't prove him wrong on this one. But no bottle cages, so he might get thirsty. This is also internal cable routing, which makes it pretty clean. But it looks like it also has options for outer, which is interesting. Dual disc, fenders, yeah, pretty clean. Looks like it rains over there as well. More of a shot of the bike, looking good. Got hydro brakes, nice. I think hydro brakes probably is better with internal cabling as well. Alright, more shots. Yeah, this is the perfect bike actually. Just like kind of cruisy, and you know like nothing's gonna break on it. You got big wheels, so you can go a far distance. Looks like Mike travels around a fair bit and got these nice, super nice views. Yeah, this picture's amazing. Pretty sweet to see that. Alright, more traveling. Yeah, looks like he rides a lot, which is cool. All with the backpack though. I wonder if he gets a sweaty back. Maybe a rear rack or something might help him. Pedals are straight, but I would say, Mikey, your pins are not all at the same level. So you're gonna have to measure those, make sure that they're the right millimeters, the same height, and then that will be better. All jokes aside, pretty sick. This is what you want from a bike. Non-braking, no issues, and you can just ride and see beautiful views. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for sending it in. All right, this has got to be the last one. This is Nick. Shout out Nick. He wants to roast. How about it? Love the videos. Cheers, Nick. All right, this bike is pretty sick. It looks like it's carbon fiber. But we'll get this first stuff out of the way. Crank arm is not straight, no bottle cages, and I would say maybe the chain could be too short because it's in the middle here, and he's still got a lot of cogs to go. He's running hydraulic brakes. I think hydraulic cable actuated brakes there, but it looks good. It suits the bike. Fork is sick, carbon suspension fork, old school. Even got the carbon stem here to shave a little 1 or 2 grams off. Brake levers look cool. Thumb shifter looks cool. Yeah, this is a pretty cool bike. I like to ride this one. Got the old style shock in here, and it looks like it's adjustable as well. Yeah, you're probably not doing like crazy jumps on this, but because it's carbon. But I think, yeah, nice sweet ride. All right, gonna roast you for quick release lever in the wrong position here. Definitely over bike compared to your friend's bike here. Or your partner's bike. Looks like you got the good one. Drivetrain here, running Advent. Yeah, Advent definitely pulls 40, I think, 38, 40. But looking good. Clean chain, clean cassette. Cable here, maybe slightly too long, but not too bad. Mavic rims. Yeah, this fork's super sick. Definitely would like to try it. I think these are Magura brakes. So yeah, I think they're hydraulic, but they're cable. They use cable as well. Oh, maybe it's fully hydraulic actually, seeing this. Maybe someone can tell me. Sunrace, 9-speed friction shifter, and just, I don't know what grips these are. They look comfy though. Chris King hubs, a little bit of a flex there. Even on the rear, matching hubs now. Yeah, super sick. His hub actually is worth more than his phone. But I think this is a joke. No way you're gonna get these high resolution images from a Nokia flip. But yeah, overall pretty sick. That's awesome. All right, that's it. Nice to finish on that one. Thanks Nick for sending it in. Hope you guys liked the video. If you sent, I'll get to it soon. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next one. Peace.